Welcome to the Power Foods Lifestyle Podcast. I'm your host, Christy Joe, mind and body strategist and fitness nutrition specialist. You're listening to episode number 235, How to Set Your Health Vision for 2020. I'm passionate about helping you learn how to become a strategist of your own health and body using science-backed evidence, anecdotal principles proven effective in my coaching, and psychological awareness. Be sure to hit that subscribe button to the podcast so you don't miss any future episodes. Visit me on Instagram at powerfoodslifestyle and learn more about my coaching services by sending me a direct message on Instagram. Before we move into today's discussion, just a quick reminder that you can sign up for either one of my 30-day challenges right now through January 5th. We will close enrollment Sunday, probably morning of January 5th. And so the first challenge is the Baby Steps Weight Loss Challenge, where you are going to get an email every single day, the night before, with a education piece, motivation piece, and then a challenge point to complete the next day. As you complete those challenges, you will mark it off on the roadmap I provide to you. And when you complete all 30 of those challenges, which do build upon each other, and you will slowly work your way into really great habits and really the lifestyle change that's going to move you in that direction for 2020 you want to be going in, just send me a picture of those completed 30 days and we will do a free 15-minute coaching call for you. So that's the Baby Steps Challenge. Link is in the show notes for this podcast. Secondly, if you already know what to do, perhaps you have purchased one of my programs in the past, you've done one-on-one coaching with me, you have my master nutrition book of plans, you know what to do, but you just need to step it up, light the fire, and be accountable, then my hardcore accountability challenge is for you. So I'm going to be putting you guys in a group. It depends on how your votes come in. If we're going to put you in a Marco Polo group or a group me, that's kind of the direction, at least right now, those who have registered are going. So I may split it up. I'll kind of decide and talk with everyone, make sure that everyone's in a place they feel comfortable and can really commit and get that support. And so all we're going to do is every single day you have to check in, you have to share your goals. I'm going to jump in there with a motivation point for the day, focus for the day, fire for the day. You guys know I am beyond fired up as I am in my postpartum journey, trying to lose those extra 10 to 15 pounds I have left. And so I have some fire to share with you, and I want you to come along with me for the journey. Let's all focus and get geared up together for 2020. Again, both of those links to sign up are in the show notes. I don't think it's really great if you do both. Just choose one, the one that's right for you at this point in time. No shame in starting back at baby steps. And believe me, if you have coached with me before, if you have done any of my programs and been successful, and you feel like you need to go back to baby steps, trust me, there is zero judgment from me or shame in seeing your name in that challenge. So always, I'm here cheering you on, wanting to see you be your best self and seeking to provide you some of those things that will help you. So again, I hope to see you in one of those 30-day challenges. They are a pretty darn nominal fee to join. And so I'm just cheering you on for 2020. All right, now let's move into today's discussion as we talk about the forecast for planning our vision in those 2020 goals. I have always been a fan of goal setting, but as you know, goals really kind of are broken unless we have a system behind it. And so I'm not a big supporter of rah, let's make this huge list of everything we're going to accomplish. The reality is we should be doing that on a weekly basis. And that's something I've been teaching here at Body Buddies for a long time. While I'm going to keep my conversation today exclusive to health, which we form in the 4 categories, which is the fitness, the nutrition, mindset, and spiritual. Those are the 4 categories here. And you know what? I think I just caught myself. This isn't Body Buddies anymore. Did I say Body Buddies? Gosh, that's going to take a little bit for me to get out of the habit of that, guys. Anyhow, I've been teaching those 4 categories and goal setting in those areas for some time. So I'm going to take you through a few points that you may have heard me talk on before. Here's the reminder. Education is totally irrelevant until we are applying it. So I don't care if you already know what I'm about to say. I want you to do a double check inside and ask yourself, am I living that principle? And if not, how can I start right now, today, making it happen? So the first thing, in order to understand how we propel towards the direction we want to go, I want to mention this because many people talk to me saying, Christy, I don't have this supercharged vision of what exactly I want to achieve. I know I just want to be healthier. I know I'm supposed to put X number of pounds lost or whatever it be. I want to feel more energy in my brain function, or I want to feel more agile in the gym. I want to feel less pain in my joints and my in any activity I'm accomplishing. I want to improve my memory. I want to have more energy throughout the day. whatever that is, yes, I do want you to specifically decide what it is you'd like to achieve, but maybe that's even a little too hard for you right now. I'm going to tell you it's okay. If you're in a place to specifically say what it is, do it. If not, let's just identify perhaps what those obstacles that are holding you back from just feeling better. Let's just say the goal is to feel better. Then that's where all goal starting actually begins, because if we do not stop to identify the obstacles or the behavior that is not helping you, we will never propel towards the goal. So here's some potential obstacles that are holding you back: overeating, giving into non-strategic foods or meals, missing meals, making excuses about workouts, snitching or justifying foods. If any of these are for you, and there could be a whole host of other things, maybe even pause it and write down a few things that you think are relevant. Remember, it's okay. You're human. This is part of life, learning how to master ourselves and the situations that we're in. Our seasons of life change constantly. They can change every 2 weeks, every 4 weeks, every 12 weeks. And so be very generous to yourself as you don't compare yourself to the person you used to be and have the same expectations. Just a quick deviation here. I have really had to challenge my own self with that. As now coming through the postpartum journey, my brain is constantly reflecting back to me the images of myself, the feelings I used to have pre-pregnancy. My body is not the same. The feeling in my body is not the same. The agility, the strength, the power, the, just excitement in my body. It's a different beast right now. And so I've had to stop and really say, Christy, stop reflecting the past. Yes, if you want to use that for motivation and an excitement for moving forward towards your goals, fantastic, but not in an expectant way that makes me feel sad about where I am today. And I think that's important for all of us to remember. No matter what we have accomplished in the past, do not use that as a little bit of a hammer to beat against yourself and be like, oh, I can't believe you're not there anymore. Okay, so that's just a part of life. It's just identifying the obstacles we have today, and then let's strategize a way to move through them. And one other comment on this: sometimes these obstacles or the setbacks that are holding us back, or even our decisions or behavior, sometimes these are elements that other people point out to us. And it takes humility to be able to recognize that they're right instead of getting defensive and justifying. So always keep in mind that sometimes it's going to take the help of some, dropping of the pride for us to be able to really step up into our higher selves. Think through the ETab chain. If you ever did PFL Academy, you'll know this. That maybe you've heard me talk about it in other places. That events lead to thoughts, thoughts lead to emotions, and emotions lead to behavior. So whenever an event happens, then this is going to frame the things that trickle down into your behavior. And so all events are going to happen. You can't stop them, but you can control your thoughts around them. The reason we need to control our thoughts and why mental health and positive attitude, those are actually a very important scientific principle towards changing behavior, is because emotions write on the tailcoats of thoughts. If we have a negative thought, a downer thought, moving into a conversation about the 4 agreements I talk frequently about by Don Miguel Ruiz, if we are constantly making assumptions that are debilitating, if we are taking things personally, if we're not being impeccable with our word and we are not doing our best in any given situation, those can immediately lead to emotions, whether it be disappointment in ourselves, fear, anger, feelings of disappointment, inadequacy, you name it. Those emotions will instantly ride on the tailcoat of those thoughts. And then no matter what emotion we're experiencing, we're going to have some programmed in behavior in order to cope with that, to make it all right. And our brains are all wired differently. We all have different coping mechanisms. For some people, it might be going and vegging in front of a video game. Other people, it might be working out. Some, it might be turning to a cigarette or even to, a glass of wine. There are a bazillion different possible coping mechanisms. So it's up to you to recognize what coping mechanisms are perhaps keeping keeping you from your healthiest self in 2020? Is it the glass of wine every night? Is it the cigarettes you need to stop? Is it the ice cream every night that you're pulling out once kids are in bed? Is it the Coke that you're drinking first thing in the morning on your way to work, or the Mountain Dew right after lunch? Is it the bag of chips that you just tell yourself you can't make it through work without? Is it the candy that's hidden away from your kids because you just need that little bit of you time? What is it that is holding you back, that's helping you feel okay? That if you were to go into thoughts that surrounded any potential event and shift them into being productive thoughts. Now, I'm not asking you to be the epitome of positive Pollyanna. Like, I am certainly not that person. I am not, trust me. If you're in my inner circle, I'm really not. But I'm able to catch when my mind is consistently providing those things that I'm not proud of where the behavior has gone. That's when I say, no more. Let's backtrack. Let's be aware. What thoughts have I allowed to come in around this event? It takes a lot of work and a lot of awareness to catch it right when it's happening. But the place we can all start is backtracking and saying, okay, I'm not okay with this behavior. Let's do the work. What emotion was I feeling at that time? And what thoughts led to that emotion? That's where our power lies. So I just want you to be open to that as you're looking about your obstacles. Something to keep yourself on track is to have a notebook and pull this out every day. At the end of every single day, I want you to write down 3 to 5 sentences about what you did for your health. Whether it was, I drank 8 glasses of water today, which that's neither here nor there. That's neither good nor bad. Remember, 70 ounces of water minimum, it really is going to be relative to you and your body. But what do you need to do to improve in hydration? Or was it that you took your supplements that day? Was it that you had meal prepped that day? Was it that you turned down the donuts at work? Was it that you decided not to eat your kids' leftovers that were all over the plates and you easily could just pop those in your mouth and get that extra, 500 calories that you didn't intend to? What was it you did that helped you to be a healthier you in 2020? I'll bet that if you were to do this for just all of January, that you would start some excellent habits to begin the journey through 2020 that you might be able to keep going and keep that momentum. So I would say get a journal, start doing that. Some other ideas would be, maybe it's time to start tracking your macros in MyFitnessPal. I am a huge fan of that. If you would like to know how to track those macros and what to be aware of, head over to the Power Foods Lifestyle YouTube channel and search for my How to Track Your Macros video. And that can be very, very helpful for getting you started there. I also do macro consultations. I've been doing a few of those this week. And so just email me at powerfoodslifestyle@gmail.com. I charge a pretty minimal fee for that. So just email me and we can discuss what your goals are, or if you already have macros, you just want to double check them, that'd be a great place to go. Of course, joining a challenge like my January challenges would be a good idea to keep you on track. Now, I want you to be mindful. How often do these negative affirmations come in your head? We're going back to this idea about changing our thoughts and addressing those obstacles, because I'm willing to bet you know what your obstacles are. You don't need to go on some crazy plan. You don't need to go pay hundreds of dollars for products that make you feel like they are the answer and the salvation to your health journey. No, I'm not saying products are bad. Absolutely not. If you can put them strategically in a true lifestyle change pattern and start making different choices on a day-to-day basis, that's great if that helps you. But you don't need all of that to make changes. You don't need a single product. You need food, and you need the right mindset and some strategies. And that's really all you need. So that's another huge thing, is let's just stop making it such a bigger deal in our heads than it actually is. And one of the best ways to do that, to stop making it such a huge ordeal and feeling the overwhelm, get out a pen and paper, write down those obstacles, write down what you want to achieve. You don't need to have this perfectly planned out everything from the workout plan to the meal plan to the grocery list. I mean, those things are helpful, don't get me wrong, and that's what I've provided to people and helped them with that. But don't feel like if you don't have those that you can't possibly succeed. It's all about knowing yourself. Maybe that will help. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Okay. Remember that you will become what you think about and how you label yourself. If you are serious about making some changes, some of these affirmations need to be every single morning on your bathroom mirror, on a 3x5 card, on the dashboard of your car, and posted on your fridge. Those 3 places. I am let's use beautiful. I am beautiful. I am healthy. I am mindful of how my body feels. I am strong. I am disciplined. I am a caretaker of my body. I am in love with feeling energy. What are the affirmations that would help you specifically in your situation? Have at least 3 that you are going to record and put on in those 3 places. And a 4th place that's really helpful, especially if you're in front of a computer all day, put a Post-it note on your computer monitor. Now, I want you to set an alarm in your phone for every Sunday evening to go off. Usually I do 8 or 9 p.m. and every single week it goes off and it says, write your goals. So goals, yes, we should have a big overarching vision of what we would like to accomplish, but how do we achieve that? We break it down. And so every single week we do an achievable, clear, doable goal for every single week in nutrition, fitness, mindset, and spirituality. Here's an example. This week in my nutrition, I will have a salad every day for lunch. Is it achievable? Is it doable? Is it specific? Yes. In my fitness, I know I'm going to be working out. So a specific fitness goal for me would be, I am going to not be on my phone as I am doing my intervals, because then I can focus and really drive it home. Is that specific? Is it doable? Is it achievable? Yes. Perhaps your fitness goal is, I am going to do 10 body weight squats, 10 push-ups against the wall, and do a hamstring stretch every day, Monday through Friday. Is that doable, achievable, specific? Yes. What about mindset? I was going to say I am working on, but no, we are going to do it. So we want to not make it so vague that it's not specific and doable. A mindset goal could be every morning, I say my affirmations 3 times out loud. Is it specific? Is it doable? Is it completely achievable within the week? Yes, every single day. Spirituality. Perhaps I would like to speak with my Father in heaven about my goals very specifically in my prayers. So that spirituality goal could be to be accountable through prayer. Morning prayers are the discussion about, Father in heaven, here are my goals of what I would like to accomplish. Here's what I'm working on. I am going to be committed to them. Please help me remember. Please help me be strong. Help me be disciplined. And then the evening prayers before bed, being accountable and saying, here's what I did. Here's what I didn't do. Thank you for helping me. Whether I didn't achieve that or I did, I'm going to recommit, and let's have this conversation again in the morning and remind me what to do. That's really one of my favorite parts about prayer, is the power of accountability right there. Some common doubts and fears that hold you back from achieving your goals need to be addressed. Now, this can be in regards to a big goal, like maybe your goal is to lose 50 pounds this year, or maybe your goal is to run 3 marathons and a triathlon. Like maybe your goal is to bring your cholesterol back down to normal limits. Maybe you are on medication right now. Whatever that goal is, there can absolutely be some common doubts and fears behind achieving those goals. And so especially if this isn't the first time you've had this goal, which for most of us in health, it's not. Like we've had a body forever, right? as long as we've been alive, and chances are this isn't our first time around the block wanting to do a little bit better. We are always recommitting and being resilient with our bodies. So if this has shown up a few times for you and you're still not achieving it, this is the place I really want you to focus. What are the doubts and fears behind it? Is it that you might need to buy new clothes and you don't have money to do that? Is it that you don't want to make your significant other feel badly or make them feel as if you don't approve of them because you're trying to change your own body? I mean, that one goes deep to really discuss the spouse relationship. I did interview Daniel Burgess, who is a licensed counselor, marriage and family therapist. So go, if you are interested in that topic, search on powerfoodslifestylepodcast.com for how to train your spouse. And that may be an episode to listen to with your spouse or by yourself and consider as you are moving through some of those complexities there. Are you maybe afraid of the pain and sweating from exercise because you have to go straight to work? Or, I mean, what is it that's holding you back from the workout there? Is it that you have chronic pain? Is it that you don't know how to work out and you are afraid of looking silly, or you're afraid that people will judge you? You're afraid to walk in a gym. You're afraid of hurting yourself. Is it your past disappointments and maybe the feelings that you let yourself down in the past that's holding you back? You don't want to just repeat that cycle. Is it that you feel like you just won't even succeed? So why start? Because you know the upcoming events and dining out and social gatherings that are just pending. And so again, you just don't want to start. Is it that you're afraid you're going to be deprived and hungry? Which that shouldn't be the case, because that means we're taking the wrong approach. And if you're afraid of those things, you and I need to have a consultation, because I can help you alleviate that immediately after a call. So just identify whatever it is, because that will only bring about an experience crushing and success stalling place that you don't deserve to be in. Let's focus on progress, not perfection this year. Focus on the triumphs, which is why my baby steps challenge might just be the perfect place for you to go. A doable task every single day. Or whether it's the weekly goal setting, what's doable, specific, actionable every single day that you can say, hey, like that didn't drop me 3 pounds, but that was a behavior, a habit that will lead me to success. It's all about knowing how to climb individual rungs on the ladder of our goals. If you tell me a huge goal, basically think of a ladder. You give me a huge ladder and you do not have specific systems to put those rungs on the ladder, that's the failure point. And that's when I'd say it's worthless to even set a goal. And I hate even talking about goals until we have a system. For instance, I was with my in-laws over holidays and we went to the gym. I went with some of my husband's siblings and we all were working out. And one of his younger sisters is still in high school and she's into a lot of the sports here. And so some of the brothers were saying, Christy, you got to show her and help her with this and this and this. And so I was going through a few exercises. They're like, give her like 15 exercises she can work on for the next 6 months. And I was like, no, how about 3? 3 I want her to work on, 3 I want her to master. And so we videoed those, worked on them. And then as we were driving home, I said, now here's the plan, because I educated you, but that's pointless. It's really worthless until you have it in a system that you can repeat. And that's where the power and the real freedom happens in any goal setting and achieving. And so I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work those 3 exercises and a few other stretches I'll show you into a program. And that's the system. I want you to do that 3 times a week. And that's going to be either Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And so I wrote it out and sent her that. That's, I guess, one of the benefits of being my in-law, right? But that's the power, is putting education and knowledge in a system. So I'm willing to bet if you are listening to this episode, welcome. If you are my first podcast listener, this is the first episode you've listened from me, but I'm willing to bet that the majority of you guys are repeat listeners. Thank you for being here, which means you have already in your tool belt some knowledge and some strategies. So let's figure out how to plug the things you already know into a system that you can repeat, that will lead you in the direction of your health vision for 2020. There's no such thing as perfection in this lifestyle, but it is about recommitment. It's about staying positive no matter what comes your way, learning how to train our thoughts to be productive and work for us, not against us. Because if they bring about debilitating emotion that brings about coping mechanisms that aren't in line with our health vision, that's what takes us away from our goals. I've talked about a lot of things here. I hope something has resonated with you. Will you share with me what resonated? I would really like to know. The best way for you to reach me is through a direct message on Power Foods Lifestyle Instagram. I love to hear from you guys. So let's make it happen. 2020 is going to be a fantastic year. Join us in our 30-day challenges, or just get going on something that you listen to here that will make a difference for you in 2020. Have you been feeling stuck in your efforts to lose weight and feel healthier inside and out? If so, consider giving yourself the gift of a personal coach. After all, that's the way we push through the resistance that holds us back and sends us into the same cycle again and again. You don't need to keep giving up, trying, then getting frustrated again. When we work together, we will spend 45 minutes in a coaching call each week. During this time, we will go over the right approach for you. I use no cookie cutter approaches when it comes to my clients. We will discuss macros, target calories, food combinations, foods right for you, vitamins, make shopping lists, program your workouts, discuss the mindsets, fears, obstacles, and doubts you face, basically anything you need to help you reach your goals. It does wonders to have someone to be accountable to each week. You can sign up for just a few weeks of coaching, or you can enroll in a long-term committed plan. Again, we do whatever you need to move you through to your goal. I'm only taking on 8 clients at a time, and my 2020 pricing is as low as $50 a week. Email me at powerfoodslifestyle@gmail.com or shoot me a direct message on Power Foods Lifestyle Instagram account to see my availabilities. Time will pass no matter what. Will you have some change to show for your time? The information in this episode is provided for informational purposes and is not meant to substitute the advice provided by your own physician or medical professional.